Oh. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where today we are revisiting our favorite county, Mandela, because the catalog has reopened and we've got ourselves some new alternates to order from. You know, I was going somewhere with it, and then it went off the rails, and then it continued to stay off the rails. Behind the camera, as you can tell by the fact that I am dressed the same way I was in the Poppy Playtime episode, I am recording these two back to back, which also means that behind the camera is our personality, our Texas toast loving, scalpel wielding in his bedroom, Justin. Hey, Justin.
We're going to see if that part gets cut or not. Oh, gets cut. Scalpels.
Oh, yeah. Get it?
But
Ba-doom ching.
Yeah.
That was a pun.
You're doing great.
Well, here's your chance to give us one more factoid about you. So you love Texas toast. You like scalpels. What's your last one?
I went to space camp one time.
Sweet. Oh, man. Is space camp as cool as everyone?
We played a lot of Foursquare.
I feel like that is not what I would imagine doing.
Space camp is perfect if you're an inside kid like me, because half of what we did was inside.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And, you know, I knew a lot about space trivia, so I just kind of like, I was in my element.
Did they put you in the gyroscope machine?
100% they did.
Yeah!
We got to do a mission.
Really?
And, like, you got assigned a role at the end of camp. What did you do? So I was mission specialist number 2, which meant I got to go outside and do an EVA, which was me in a gyro chair that had these little air cushions that pushed up, so you would slide around. You had to use the handholds.
Yeah. And
then I had to go back in and over the radio tell mission control what I did.
Yeah.
And then we got every camp got graded, and like,
how'd you do?
We won that year. So I got a little pin.
Nice.
Anyhow, you're making me. I was 9. It was great.
Wow, this is like the coolest flex ever. So for me, I got to be honest. For years, whenever I saw like the Nickelodeon like game shows giving out space camp in between rounds of we got to save on the budget, so it's a houseboat tour because it's always a houseboat tour as the alternative prize, especially in the early '90s. I always thought, I'm like, there's no way it's as cool as they're making it look. Is it as cool as they're making it look?
If I could go to space camp again as an adult, I 100% would.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. And then you would play a bunch of Foursquare.
I mean, Foursquare's pretty fun.
Foursquare's legit. Foursquare is legitimately a great game. So did you play the intended way where you bop the ball back and forth, or were you playing with like, you know, whammies and rock slams and penny drops?
Most definitely.
How did we all know? Isn't it weird? Maybe this is slightly related to Mandela, but like the permeation of knowledge amongst humans is crazy.
Particularly back in the 90s before we had the internet.
Yeah, nowadays you have the internet, and so everyone's like, oh yeah, I know what a fidget spinner is because I saw it on a YouTube video and everyone's talking about them. Or like, I watched that TikTok trend and everyone's riffing on the same TikTok trend. But back in like the 90s when I was growing up, no one had the internet. No one talked to each other. You were all in your own neighborhood, right? And yet for some reason, you and I, you in Texas, me in Ohio.
We both knew.
Like, I can be like, oh, you played Foursquare? Did you have, like, rock drops or, like, rock slams and penny drops? And you're like, oh, yeah. How do we do that?
You get that stuff. You got the Tootsie Pop. If you got the Indian with the star, you got the free Tootsie Pop.
Wait, how does that work?
Like, all these different little nuggets of information that would move from schoolyard to schoolyard.
It was that weird, like, dissemination of knowledge that just permeated naturally across schoolyard to schoolyard.
Somehow my friends all knew the same lies about the first Pokemon game.
Well, that was all the lies about the video games. That was all permeated by...
My uncle works at Nintendo.
My uncle who works at Nintendo, exactly. Or Nintendo Power did their fair share back in the day. Like, all the old video game magazines would have their, like, April Fool's episodes, or the ones where it was just like, we're just publishing misinformation. And everyone's like, oh yeah, did you know that you could summon a new character in Mortal Kombat if you did ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba? Or like, oh, there's the nudity code in
my God. Tomb
NBA
Raider
Jam.
Or something. Yeah.
Or Tomb Raider was one of them.
Yeah.
But like, I grew up with my cousins, like, we're big NBA Jam players, and they're like, oh, you can unlock Marilyn Monroe as a playable character, and there's a code that if you type in your name as a certain series of letters, when she slam dunks, her top falls off, and you're like, what? And none of it's true. And yet, like, it was one of those things that people just knew. And then sometimes it was true.
Sometimes,
then you had, like, GTA 3 and Hot Coffee mod.
Or the missing no in Pokemon Red and Blue. Like,
right, which ended up
it was a real thing, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
But you can't unlock Goku in Super Smash Brothers.
Wait, you can't?
I still remember that kid telling me
I'm
lies.
still grinding to try and get there. Oh, man, that's such a blow. That's such a blow. One of these days, Goku is finally coming. He's in Fortnite. He's playing Fortnite with the bros. But he's not in Smash.
Shame.
Disappointing. What are you doing? Stop sitting on the sidelines there, Goku. Anyway, just as a recap, Mandela Catalog. Last time we checked in on our good friends over at Mandela, we suspected that Adam is an alternate at this point who doesn't realize what he is, that he is literally the first human, right? He is Adam, his girlfriend, his name is Evelyn, so they're Adam and Eve in a lot of ways. But Adam as this kind of like first human who's been transformed or replaced with an alternate, maybe a human alternate hybrid of some form, but he is the start of this new generation of humanity, just like Adam and Eve were the start of this new race of people. That is what Adam's role in this is. We still have Gabriel, the voice in the sky who talks in their big red text. Last time they came down and visited one of the guys who works at like the tech shop nearby and killed him, corrupted him in some way. We saw his like eyeballs melt or whatever. And so I think that's largely where things were sitting. Evelyn was trying to figure out the secrets of Adam's backstory by digging into kind of his case files and figuring out what exactly is going on with this guy. What's my boyfriend up to? And you still have Thatcher, who is our kind of like police, the guy who lost his partner to an alternate attack in the past, and is kind of like living with the guilt of that, the burden of that on his consciousness, and is looking for a way to kind of like redeem himself, crack this case wide open, and figure out like what is actually going on in Mandela County. So that, I believe, is a fairly accurate assessment. That's as much for you as it is for me, by the way, because the gaps between uploads tend to be pretty long with Mandela, and the lore is pretty complicated. We've solved a lot of it. We feel like we have a good handle on a lot of it, but there's a lot of players. You got the alternates, you got Gabriel, you've got the human characters who may also be alternates, you got the paranormal society who's kicking around. There's a lot of stuff happening in these uploads at this point, so thank you for listening to me refresh myself about the lore of this series. So without any further ado, we got this new one, which was uploaded how long ago? About a week ago. So hey, we're getting to it pretty quickly. About a week ago, as we just did this, this is Mandela Catalyst. So maybe, first step in this process, right? Maybe this is the moment where alternates really, well, at this point, alternates have kind of like taken over, but maybe this is like the start of a new thing, right? The catalyst, the launching point of something else. Here we go. 2009, Channel 3 incident. Okay, so we got a date. Wonderful. I love when they give us dates. The only recording.
I love the Windows Movie Maker.
Right? The Windows Movie Maker effects sell it so well to me. I love that. It makes me so happy. 2009, good. Wow, they even have it. Comcast, this is the old like menu style back. Good acknowledgement of the retro
very much
actual tech here, because I think this is one of those things that would have been easy to kind of fake over or not do the homework in, but yeah, this is what retro cable in 2009 looked like.
I like the Twilight Zone being on this very...
Right, Antiques Roadshow, all about that Antiques Roadshow, man.
But I mean, Twilight Zone sort of tonally makes sense for... Yeah,
totally. Also, Antiques Roadshow, if you've never watched Antiques Roadshow, don't knock it till you tried it. It is addictive. Yeah. It's real good. Like you're shocked by some of the stuff that I found this old toy in my grandfather's attic. That is a $20,000 toy. Like, yeah, it's awesome. They hit the jackpot. Or
when they think they have something and it's worth nothing.
Oh yeah. I mean, right? It's like the classier version of Pawn Stars. It's like I mean, Antiques Roadshow walked so Pawn Stars could run. Nay, fly. Pawn Stars flies.
That's going on quotes.com for under Matthew Patrick.
That is. That's it. Send tweet. There it is. Also, I do want to call out here that we have a ad for Face Studio 2, which we saw in the previous, I believe it was the previous upload or the one before that, where we were starting to get that idea of they're taking digital consciousnesses or digital entities, right, and giving them features and faces and putting them out into the world. So again, you're seeing that this is a thing that exists in the tech world at this point, and it's a publicly known thing. Actually, right here, look, safety in the digital era. You see that as kind of the event here. So even the programming at this time in the timeline is very much about like, how do we stay safe online? there are digital entities that might exist here, might be stealing our identities, all of that.
Right now, we are following the breaking news at the St. Gabriel Church, where the owner of a local electronics retailer was found dead in the parking lot. News source is live.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is talking about so this is directly following the last episode. So last episode, again, we saw our local buddy go out to the tech store, kind of be gaslit or kind of like misled to meet someone at the church. Ultimately, it's Gabriel, the like mysterious voice on high, this like corrupting angel influence, thing. It might be Satan, or at least attached to Satan or demons in some way. And it's like, aha, I fooled you. And then he kills him. So this is actually legitimately just following it right off the bat.
Retailer was found dead in the parking lot.
Also worth noting, it's St. Gabriel's Church.
Live at the scene, gathering the latest details. He just finished speaking to an investigator.
Well, that's right. We are at the St. Gabriel Church right on the border of Mandela and Berkshire County, where a nearby homeowner reported hearing screaming from an adult male at around 12 a.m. this morning.
Okay, so this gives a little bit more clarity on what we saw at the end of last one. It was a bit unclear, like, did he die? Was he possessed? What is actually going on with him in this moment? But now we've got confirmation that he is in fact dead. Yay. Woo! And it was also unclear, like, whether he was blinded from seeing the, like, this heavenly, like, celestial body, or if it was actually murder or whatever. And now, okay, so he is dead.
Right now the scene is closed to the public, but this is the most traffic that Mandela has gotten in a while following last night's events.
Most traffic. This is only a test. Dial up, man, it's the worst. This isn't disturbing at all. Ooh, hello. Hello, I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yes.
No more running away. Ooh, okay.
Got some stuff to unpack there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got a little bit to talk about there. So she's gone, which is interesting. So first off, the fact that she disappears is weird. I don't know what that tells us. Whether we're cutting back to a live feed and now this entity is gone. There has been a lot of conversation around, like, who is a doppelganger in this world and who isn't, like who's an alternate and who isn't. It is mysterious that just all of a sudden they cut to a blank screen of her, or like not of her, but like where she was and now she's gone. Who are you?
Ain't got no face.
Ain't got no face. Certainly not. We have not. I'm trying to think back to everyone that we've seen, and like, granted, most of the photographs that we've seen in the series so far have been black and white, but even still, you would expect that we've been able to like identify the general silhouette of this person, but I don't think we've had anyone with this like closely cropped hair.
Yeah, I can't really tell much about them.
Yeah, I mean, the faceless thing seems to indicate that they're, some version of like an alternate who's being formed, or like one of the earlier stages of an alternate. So that's bizarre. But as far as like, this seems to be a new character that we have not seen this person before. RCI MKVO
MICKEY
MOUSE Mickey Mouse Mandela Catalog. The lowercase and the 0 make me wonder. It's too short to be a YouTube link, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so.
What else could it be?
Like a letter replacement? Is it maybe the dashes are indicating a missing letter, but I can't think of any word that's...
Right.
Yeah.
But you're also dealing with both dashes and underscore.
I mean, it feels like default names for video files is immediately what I'm getting from that.
You would know, you're the production expert.
But that's probably just because of working in video production.
No, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of this, is that being experienced with all kinds of, areas of education help you understand the stuff that's being referenced here. Right? To me, the lowercase coupled with the 0. So what, version 0?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what that is.
Yeah.
Because it's weird that everything's caps and then you have V0, right? And I associate upper and lowercase stuff with either this, like a YouTube link, right, where it's like just a hodgepodge of whatever, But yeah, V0 equals either views 0, which is how it translates on YouTube a lot of times, or version 0. So if this is a new alternate that's been created, right? Because we see this new face, this new creature that we haven't been exposed to before. This might be version 0 of that creature who will eventually come out into the real world or be translated into a human body or something like that. Interesting. No more running away.
I believe that says no more running.
No more running. Ah! Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I'm just assuming. No more running. Ah! See, that's why you got to adjust your lower thirds,
No
man.
more running. Aw.
No more running. Aw. He's just sad. It's actually a conversation between two entities here. It's like, stop running. And it's like the other entity is like this 4-year-old who's like, oh,
Tag, you're it.
Right? That's like Ollie over the weekend. It's like, stop running, Ollie. We got to get going. He's like, oh, just want to keep running. So no more running aw or away, potentially, if you want to extrapolate some information here. That seems like it might be a message to... Who'd it be? Maybe Adam at this point? Like, Adam seems to be like my initial guess, because most of the other characters at this point are either we know are humans and don't know what's going on and are trying to solve the mystery, or we have Adam who's an alternate, right? People are either humans trying to solve the mystery, they're dead, in which case they're kind of off the table, or they've been already replaced with an alternate. The one that seems to be denying who he is or trying to figure out who he is Adam. So maybe this TV message is a message to him, being like, hey, get on with it.
We do not have anyone in custody at the moment, but once we get that information, we will be sure to get those details to you.
Okay. Evelyn 90. This is Evelyn, right? Yeah. Okay, just making sure I got the right contact. Hey, Evelyn, I know it's been a little while, but have you talked to Adam recently? Oh, so there you go. Maybe this is it. Maybe he got the TV message and he started to activate. He was a sleeper agent, and he got the like specific code word, like the Winter Soldier. Evelyn 90. No, he hasn't responded to me in weeks. So this is weeks. Did something happen to him? No, everything's all right. Is it? I was just curious. Sarah Heathcliff. I don't know. That's awfully suspicious. Hey, have you seen Adam? No. Sarah, you can tell me. I was already concerned. He's fine, Evelyn. She'd be hiding something there. There's information that is not being communicated. Wait, hold on. Has he been acting weird around you too? I was already concerned. He's fine, Evelyn. Has he been acting weird around you too? Okay.
There's a file name.
Right? Image 03.
Yeah.
.mov. Mov file.
Adam?
Evelyn, come here.
Huh.
What are you doing?
There's something I want to show you.
Ooh, I want to show you. Okay, oh, that's creepy. No thanks. Is that like a police scanner?
Yeah, it sounds like a police scanner.
Right.
Adam?
Don't do it. Oh!
Who is that? Adam, who is that?
just my buddy.
Just
my side piece over here.
You know Jerry, right?
Right.
You met him at bowling the other night.
I like how offended. I like that this is more offended than it is like scared of the like weird alternate creature that's behind there. Like, who is that?
I only made dinner for 2 people.
Yeah. There are only so many plates in this house right now. There's only so much pot roast to go around, Adam. If you were gonna invite your bros over, you should have at least told me. Yeah. If all of a sudden I flick on a light and I see, Mr. Roundface alternate creep. Like if I see like tall, creepy alternate creature, I'm like, oh my god, get me out of here. I'm not like, hey, you, sir. Who is that? Whose underwear is this, Adam?
Yes. It's Jerry's.
It's very long, very stretched out, very elongated, because this certainly isn't mine, Adam. Certainly not. Lipstick, very long lipstick on your shoulder.
You've built an entire different alternate fiction here.
I'm just basing it off. Have I built an alternate fiction here? Or am I just reading
You're reading between the lines?
I'm reading between the lines. Adam, who is that? It's not what is that, it's who is that, which I also...
Yeah.
Who is that?
Right? If it was what is that, this would be a different conversation. But when you're like, hey, I'm hanging out with you, and that looks like my bedroom, and it's like, who is that in the bedroom?
I'm getting very like, what are those vibes?
Yeah.
Not...
Well, now I'm going to have to go out and get more asparagus.
Yes.
Adam, who is that?
Don't worry. We're just hanging out in the bedroom, listening to the police scanner and playing some Fortnite.
Playing Smash Brothers, trying to unlock Goku.
Don't mind us, you know. Our friends over 2 streets down told us
they told
that
us,
you can unlock Goku if you get all the characters and then get 999 KOs on Hyrule Castle.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. He's gone. You scared? See that? Is that the way that we treat our house guests here, Evelyn, Sarah? How dare you?
She was so rude. They just left.
Right? Man, this is tall for me. This is not the hospitality that I was looking for.
It's okay, man. I'll just go.
Okay, yeah, okay. I see that I'm not one here. It's okay, bud. I'll call you later. We'll watch the game later. All right, leaked hospital audio. 7:24. Okay, so this is Dave Lee. Dave Lee was the tech guy who went to the church and died. So this is our...
It says deceased, so...
Well, see? Oh, it's name of deceased. Case, race, weight, address, Gabriel Church. Okay. Or and identify.
Rundown. Dead upon arrival and both eyes missing.
His post-mortem photograph looks a lot like
this. Just looks like the codex from Metal Gear Solid. Snake, you have to do the autopsy, Snake.
We gotta examine the body, Snake.
This is a sneaking mission.
But can I eat it? Colonel, can I eat this thing? No, what are you doing, Snake? That's a dead body. Yeah, but it looks delicious. Yes. Can I cook it? Can I eat it raw? Some of the best codec conversations happen in Metal Gear Solid 3, where it's literally him being like, can I eat this thing?
Yeah. What happens if I eat this snake?
Yeah, what happens if I eat this snake? Snake?
Estimated death was at around midnight. Were the eyes recovered? No, didn't get any word about that.
Were the eyes recovered? So, okay, so when we saw his eyes like melted, like his eyes literally seemed to have melted in that moment. So that's good to know.
Oh, Jesus. What? Come here. Look. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah. Brain's not supposed to do that.
That.
Like visually?
Right? Come here, look. Brain's not supposed to do that.
How can they see the brain?
I mean, they're doing an
autopsy? I guess so.
Okay, they're telling us the time, 7:53. And what was the first time? So, like a half hour.
And both eyes missing. No, didn't get any.
Brain's not supposed to... And on one hand, I'm like, oh, maybe it's the beeping?
Yeah, also, yeah,
but
if he's dead...
But he's dead, right? If he's dead, there should be no beeping. If he's dead, it's literally like, yeah. Like, he dead, son. That is the usual sound of a dead person. So unless... So it can't be a heart monitor, right? Because his heart, like this beeping.
That's normally what that is.
Right, that sound is normally a heart monitor, but he's dead. And so you shouldn't be hearing a heart monitor. And they're referencing the brain. So is this a brain scan? Like beep, beep, like is there signal? Again, he should be dead, but maybe he's been turned into an alternate or like, something weird has happened to him now that he has seen like the light of this evil, like godlike figure. And when he says, look at that, when she says, look at that.
What? Come here. Look. Oh my God. Yeah. Brain's not supposed to do that.
So unless the brain is like leaking out of his ear, like maybe his brain has melted out of his ear, like Egyptian mummy style, or maybe his brain has popped out of his head and has sprouted arms and is walking and is like,
maybe she misspoke and that's Brian?
Like Michigan.
Brian's not supposed to do that.
Oh
Brian, you know better.
Brian's not supposed to do that.
Brian, you have to scrub up before you come in here.
Brian, you had one job and you just
God.
ruined it. But yeah, so I just imagine now that we're talking about dissections and stuff and your love of scalpels, I'm thinking of Michigan J. Frog, the old Looney Tune character who had the top hat and the cane, and he would like pop up whenever someone would dissect him.
My baby,
hello,
hello, my baby.
Yeah, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. That's what the brain. They're like, all right, let's let's get this part of the autopsy done. Let's do the brain, and the brain pops up. Brain's not supposed to do that. David Lee.
Still dead.
So a half hour
That
later.
place even existed. Well, yeah. Nothing really worth talking about. Felt kind of weird, actually, seeing people there. Especially
That place, the
press.
church?
This was on the news?
Yeah, it must have been the church.
I guess so.
So it's an old, forgotten church, what that tells
Last
us.
time I heard them mentioned was when they were all migrating to, what was it, Workshaw?
Them.
And they said earlier we haven't seen this much traffic in a long time.
Right.
So something's causing an influx of something.
People leaving or coming?
Yeah. Is this like a cult?
Well, here's the thing, right? So Mandela County has historically had a lot of problems with these alternates, right? Like and you've watched over time as like the population has decreased, and we've seen this in multiple uploads at this point where people are either dying or leaving the city, right? And so, why would this guy dying prompt people to... Are they leaving again, or are they coming back? Last time I heard them mentioned was when they were all migrating to, what was it, Workshaw?
Which I assume is a neighboring county.
Yeah, I would have said up till this point, I don't believe Workshaw's been mentioned.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they have talked about other surrounding counties in the past, so that's nothing new. The them that they're referring to might be just like a community of alternates. Unclear. Like, did the alternates? All right, we're not wanted in Mandela, so we're gonna move over to Workshaw now. That's where all the jobs are at. I don't know. That's weird that, because if all of a sudden you have Gabriel, this evil entity that's prompted the creation of all these alternates, right? This entity come in, kill a guy, and it's on the news, and all of a sudden you prompt a lot of traffic. Either you're scaring everyone out, or you're bringing alternates back in. The fact that she says them, and she specifically calls out like last time,
Like this
them.
has happened before,
right? And it's an us versus them thing. So who are they talking about? Humans, alternates? It's unclear. It's weird.
What was it, Workshaw?
Don't ask me.
Nurse 2 is very unhelpful.
No, certainly not. Got a lot going on. It's a church with a satellite dish. Wait. What? Sorry. It's an odd choice. Wake up, Thatcher!
Margaret Thatcher?
So he's calling from the rooftop? Yeah, Margaret Thatcher, yes.
Okay.
The Iron Lady herself.
This was the 90s.
Yeah,
still alive.
yeah, the Iron Lady herself is here in this series. Yeah, oh, there's a character named Thatcher, but yeah, that would change everything. Honestly, the Iron, wake up! You have to go bust some unions.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm cramming my text into the corner. It might be hard to hear me.
MatPat's covering me up.
I am your intuition?
Intuition, yes.
Yeah? I'm your intuition. Do you hear that scream? The scream? It looks like SCR?
Yes.
Right? Do you hear the scream? It's an odd choice. Is the creative choice here that Gabriel, because Gabriel is the one who talks in this font. Like, this is the way he communicates. Mm-hmm. Is it just that he's like on the roof of this building? Hey, I'm on the roof now. Hey, I'm up here. And this is the way they creatively show that he's on the roof. It's an odd choice, especially for this like supposedly like godlike being who appears and can make people bleed from their eyes. Yeah. Hey, I'm up here. Hey, it's God. I'm on your roof right now. Just
bring me a sandwich or
evil demon. Can you hear me? Fixed your cable. Your satellite was a little out of whack. Got it. We're all good now. Can I have a sandwich? hear that scream? Maybe, or the scream. Go and see. Okay. Okay, man on my roof.
It's a beautiful, cozy evening in Workshire County tonight. Looks like the storms are pulling back and the sun is making its way back in tomorrow. In other news, looks like the canceled traffic. Hear me?
So Thatcher, and maybe this is new news, Thatcher listens to Gabriel in some way. Did we know that? I thought he was off on his own. So without realizing it, because Thatcher is kind of like, it seems to me, and again, maybe I'm misinterpreting things, but to me it's always seemed like, oh, Thatcher is against the alternates because they killed off his partner, right? And so that's his like, I need to solve them. He was working with Dave, the tech guy, to figure out the mystery that's happening in Mandela. And it seems like Gabriel has been trying to like finish him off, or this is the one guy that is going to expose the plan or whatever. So maybe this is all a trap, but it's just weird that Thatcher all of a sudden would just like roll up and listen to the weird heavenly voice coming from his roof. Oh, Bythorn. Bythorn Paranormal Society. Investigations for cheap. The best way to do investigations.
Spray paint on a van.
Right. Right. And man, tell you what, if this doesn't get you to want to buy their services, I don't know what will.
I mean, yeah. No.
Right? When you want something investigated, you want a sketchy white van with spray paint on the side.
Continue to say, it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know, we got better marketing since then.
I love the fact too that granted they're investigating paranormal stuff, so the branding doesn't matter as much, but I just love the idea of like if they were truly like secret investigators, having a giant white van with your name
just hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, investigations cheap. The sign. I don't know if this is playing or not. Is it still image? There we go.
It's going.
It's like okay, here we go. 2/21. 1/16/2009. So we have a date.
The Fate of the Jester. Chapter 1. As the boy lay there dormant, all of his humanity drained into a murky puddle. Milky eyes cut through the thick blackness of the bedroom. A spectator. He was no longer the hero of this story. Just a cog in the machine.
Oh, so this seems like it's talking about Adam then, yeah? Oh wait, is that a person? Is that a mannequin? Ooh. Yeah, that's person. Is that...
Looks like two people or a mirror?
Right? Is it a mirror?
I wish we did that zoom in. No.
Right? I'm glad that they're doing this for us. Okay, so I think this is supposed to be Adam. Oh, and it is a mirror.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh!
Smiley face. There we go. Palette cleanser.
Never
mind.
No, palette cleanser. My palette is sufficiently cleansed.
Oh.
Oh. I love the closed captions. Oh.
Oh.
It lingers on here for a long time.
Yeah,
okay.
That was it.
Huh. That's it. Okay, so real quick, let's revisit this ending. Holy jeez. I will say this is the first? I think this is the first. Well, I guess some of the jump scares are, when he turns on a light and it's there, right? That's kind of a jump scare, but this is the first time that it's been like a very auditory jump scare. It feels like.
I've got headphones on. It's great.
The Fate of the Jester.
Sure. Yeah.
Chapter 1.
I didn't see you jump at all. You were
the boy lay there
calm.
dormant.
I jumped internally.
So okay, so this quote here is
All
talking about
humanity
Adam,
drained
right?
into
So
a
his
murky
humanity
puddle.
has been drained into a murky puddle.
Milky eyes cut through the thick blackness of the bedroom.
There's a spectator.
A spectator. He was
I'm
no
watching
longer
him.
the hero
So Thatcher's watching spectator.
of this story. Just a cog in the machine.
Oh, maybe that's Adam's eyes. He himself is now a spectator here. because he is no longer himself, but he's a cog in the machine, right? So you got Gabriel, you got the alternates, you got this war on humanity, and now Adam is the catalyst. Okay, so this is the moment that he's been activated, right? He knows, oh, I get it. Okay, so he's looking at a mirror, right? So Adam this whole time is like, what am I, right? I don't know what I am. I was kidnapped as a child by this weird entity. Am I human? Am I not? I don't know. And so at the end of the last episode, we hypothesized that he is the new Adam. He is the new direction that humanity is going, this weird alternate human hybrid, right? And so what I see here then is he's looking in a mirror because he's coming to, like, again, that's symbolic of him coming to an understanding / coming to grips with who he is, what he is at this point.
And is that his knee?
Right. There was a lot that I was trying to process in this moment. Yeah. So you have the blanket.
I think that's
and I was also like, is this like, sometimes with this series, the one thing I will say is that sometimes it's unclear whether it's a real person, a picture, or a mannequin, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to be versus what it actually is. Like, you're totally fine to use a mannequin in your series, but in a series where people are like doppelgangers and there are fake humans and stuff, I don't know if I'm supposed to recognize this as a human or not. But yeah, I believe that's his knee.
Yeah, I thought he had a big hole in his chest there for a second.
What's that?
I thought he maybe had a hole in his chest.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, for a minute there too, I'm like, is that like the top half of his torso? Like, yeah, 100%. But I believe that is the knees, right? It's his knees. You're seeing
it's the bee's knees.
It's the alternate's knees. Okay, so here's headphone users. So suspect identified. This is... Okay, so that is Adam. So this is the top half of his headshot. Because at first I'm like, it doesn't really look like Adam, but he's the only guy that I could figure would be in this role, I guess. Especially when you couple it with the audio recording that we just heard about, his humanity drained and this and that. But now this confirms it. Suspect identified. This, I believe, is Adam's headshot from earlier. I can go back and confirm it, but I'm almost 100% confident that's it. So that's to identify, hey, it's the same person. I appreciate that, because it's not immediately clear. I could have guessed that, but yeah. Unpleasant.
Ow.
Apologies.
His eyes be working.
Right. Suspect identified. So Adam has literally just now been... What's this? This is suspicious. What is this all about? Oh. Is it just like... This might go back to the whole digital thing. Because again, like the idea of, digital faces crossing over into the real world, or digital personas coming into reality or whatever, that's one of those things that is kind of a more recent addition into the lore of this world, but I am curious about it. So here, real quick, let's zoom out to 100. Let's go over here. Let's just do this. There we go. I'm just gonna adjust brightness here because I know in the past I've hidden stuff in all white, where if you go all the way to one extreme or another, you have to go like one tick away. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything there. It's just, it lingers on here for a while and it was kind of suspicious. So let me just try one more, because I already got pulled up from the last upload. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay. Yeah, when we did our ARG, I hit it literally like one tick away from 100. And it became really clear once you went all the way to the extreme, but yeah, nothing. Bummer. So I think what this is in reference to is, yeah, the again, going to Facecam Studio 2, right? Which I'm still not 100% sure how it merges into the story that's being told, right? We've got Demon, Angel, Gabriel, who kind of like has brought the alternates into this world. You have these alternates kind of like subsuming the identities of people. And, some are more successful at it than others, with Adam obviously being the most like a human because he's this weird hybrid. But then the weird part that, coming off of last episode and now this one as well, that I don't quite know how to rectify with all of this is, where does the tech component come in? Because there is an element here of, I'm a digital creation, I'm a digital face, and now I'm translating to you in some way, or I'm crossing out of it almost glitch trap style, like FNAF. Not 100% sure. And now to end with this little smiley face of like, haha, I got him. Tee-hee-hee. We won. He's mine now. So is Gabriel attacking us through the televisions as well? How does technology layer into this story? It's unclear. Scary as all get out. Like, again, this series does what a lot of other analog horror series don't really do or can't do, which is some of these moments where you watch as Alex, the creator of the series, manipulates Adam's model there. I don't know how they're doing it, if it's a 3D model, if it's a puppet or what, but like, the fact that his eyes are kind of like moving all robotic-like and the mouth is kind of stretching to those like unusual angles and stuff. I know they've used puppets in the past. I know they've used like prosthetics and stuff. It's really effective and it's really, really disturbing. It's a dark series. And now you see the catalyst, right? Like, so Adam understands what he is. He's now been fully like accepted or activated by like his Winter Soldier brain training or whatever. And now he's ready to go out into the world and do what? Corrupt people? Take over? The motives here are still unclear. Like, what is the actual aim of all of this? Not 100% sure, but it seems like we're at that point where the catalyst has been activated. Now we see the aftermath of where this story is headed. So I'm excited about it. This is cool. I like this upload. I like this upload a lot. This was a really good one. It continues the lore. And I just love the fact that, you have the alternate in the bedroom. And it's like, hey, get out of here. Also worth noting that there's a plushie. I just noticed this when I was pulling this up. So here's Dave, ex-manager, because he's dead now. And he got the preacher plushie, apparently, which is interesting. I don't know if we haven't seen an alternate named the preacher yet, so that might be the new one, or maybe this is Adam now that he's, subsumed as an alternate. We'll find out. But yeah, lots of cool stuff there, friendos. So there you have it. Analog Horror continues to be live and well and living on YouTube with the latest edition of Mandela Catalog. Go check it out. Let me know your theories down in the comments below. Obviously, this is me just trying to think through things in real time, figure it out, and remember kind of where we are in the story, because it's been a while since we had the last upload. So hopefully I didn't do the story too much disservice. Hopefully I was able to kind of lead us down the right theorizing direction for a little bit there, and we'll see where it goes. I like that Alex takes the time that he needs to, develop his story in between uploads. So, fingers crossed until the next one. But until then, I look forward to seeing your theories. So, in the meantime, remember, friends, remember. The
5th of November?
Remember. Thank you. Yeah. I just lost my train of thought, and it's like, sometimes where your brain skips a beat and you're like, boop, 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 but it's like a record that's on scratch there. So anyway, as I was saying, friends, I'll see you in the next upload. And remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya!